The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing podcast with three soccer-loving idiots who don't know when to shut their dumb potty mouths. So listener discretion, yeah, it's pretty much advised.
Welcome, my friends, to the show never ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 423, 1,000 Ways to Tie in the East.
With only 2 out of 1,000 crashes coming.
Yes. Did you know that was our 1,000th game?
Jesus, what a shitty 1,000th game that was.
Yep.
All right. So 1-1 draw on the road at Charlotte. Our first blown lead of the year, so I guess we can check that one off the list.
Nice.
Yep. All right. You have the tweets ready to go?
Got a couple tweets. Steven Santos said, shitty draw, enough said. And then Red Coach J, Jeremiah said, I want to be pissed about the result. There was more in that game than one scrappy goal and an eventual draw. But we also could have had multiple injuries and suspensions too. It is what it is, I guess.
Yep. I thought this is worth pointing out. We'll save that for the pain index because someone had a funny comment to that. So let's just get right into this with our likes and dislikes. Truman, you go first. What did you dislike about this one?
I'm beating you to the punch this week.
I figured I'd give you the option this week.
It's my turn, man. This is my turn. The officiating was fucking atrocious, and I'm never the guy that... Jay, when do I ever complain about officiating?
Never. That's my job.
Right? Like, very rare. But it was so bad this week. The 2 checks that the ref could have gone to VAR and at least taken a look, he did not. One very egregious foul. It's just, you're not even going to go take a look. You're not even looking. That is shocking.
We almost broke a player's leg and almost gave a concussion, but neither of them deserve to go to the monitor.
Right. There's so many cards. It was one after another after another. It was just he lost control of that game. I felt like 5 minutes into the game. It was bad. It was just poorly officiated, and you don't want to blame results on it, but I think for both teams, it could have been a completely different game if this ref actually called a semi-decent game. Semi-decent. Because that was terrible.
Well, he calls it a semi-decent game, and it probably ends 9-10, so.
Right.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to pile on because I sent you the disciplinary actions for this week. So, Brant, I can't. I'm not going to try to say his name right. Bronchio, wherever he says him from Charlotte. He's the guy that tried to break Omir Fernandez's leg. He got a 1-game suspension for serious foul play. The guy who I don't know his name tried to give Harper a concussion. Nothing, just a yellow card. How that's a fucking yellow, I really have no fucking clue. Like. And I assume the only reason the disciplinary committee didn't look at it is because they said, quote, the ref handed out a card on the field.
I guess.
I bet that's the rationale for not doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We were lucky because who was it? Kyle Duncan probably should have been sent off with 2 yellows pretty quickly, right?
Yep. I mean, the first one was so fast. That was insane. Again, just bring it up again about this officiating.
It just... There was no rhyme or reason to the cards.
Right.
Like, once Omir Fernandez goes down with that cleat to the shin and nothing happens, everything else is out the window because clearly there's no consistency. And that's one thing that every single time I've talked with the referees was, you know what? Shitty calls are one thing, but be consistent in your shitty calls, because then at least the players know what's going on.
Right.
Like I used to umpire Little League. It's the one thing I tried to focus on was being consistent, because at least then that way, the worst thing I would hear from coaches, he's been calling it that way all night. And you know what? If the coach is saying that, then I am off the hook, because everybody knows where I'm calling things.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters in this game. It's just, all right. I'm gonna guess that. Oh, Truman crashed for a second, but he's back, folks.
I'm good. We're good.
I almost I had my finger over the button ready to go, but I didn't need it today.
No, now it says my signal's weak. It says it's weak now. I got a weak ass signal.
But your signal is still stronger than the referee for this past weekend.
Hey.
All right. Likes. I am gonna go with the goal that we scored, because that was actual Red Bull pressing. Yes, there was a mistake by Charlotte, but guess what? The press relies on your opponent making mistakes and you capitalizing on them.
Correct.
And that's exactly what Manuel did, and that's exactly what we need. Now, why we can't do that for 90 fucking minutes, I have no clue. But that's how we should be playing the whole game.
I think that was actually when I quote tweeted the goal. I said, "This is what happens when you do the press exactly the way it's supposed to work."
And the funny thing was, he didn't even press. Like the turnover wasn't because of the press. It's just it was a mistake on a back pass. But if he wasn't paying attention, he wouldn't have turned it into the goal.
Right. You know, as a forward, you create a little bit of urgency on the defense, and you hope he does something wrong, and that's exactly what happened. And then you capitalize on your mistake because your name is not Tom Barlow. So,
all right, do you have a like for this one?
I mean, aside from that goal, I mean, it would have been that, but I know Charlotte and they're stupid, but you're getting points on the road, and that's always a positive. The goal this season obviously is better results at home. Obviously, that's going to be the biggest thing. They have a big test coming up, but you'll take the draws if they can get their shit together this year and actually win at home.
Draws and wins are not a bad combination. The important thing is getting those wins, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, right, they scored first, which was good. So they gave themselves a good spot to actually get a result. And, I mean, they came out of it. Yeah, you wanted the 3 points, but you take the one and get the fuck out of there and off to an even bigger game.
Yeah. All right. Afterthoughts. I gotta rag on the Charlotte fans a little bit, because how many fucking times are they going to boo an injured player that's clearly getting medical attention?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it. Fans are going to boo in general, right? Red Bull fans done it in the past. Every team's done it. They've booed players who've been down, because there's a tendency towards the end of the games for players to use those moments to draw the game out and try to waste time. But I mean, they were just over the top with that in terms of booing the Red Bull players anytime they were on the ground. You know, their Charlotte's philosophy was, we're going to turn this into an MMA match, so you're going to see players on the ground. It's how it is.
My complaint about the fans is that they only sold the lower bowl, so there was no upper bowl fans. Hashtag attendance problems. Oh no.
I mean, they didn't have the common decency to tarp off the top level.
Yeah, I mean, geez, tarp them off, guys. Tarp it off.
I mean, if you want to take Seattle over as an obnoxious fan base, you got to put the tarps out.
Yeah.
This way you can claim you're at capacity. You got to be able to claim that.
Embarrassing. Attendance is embarrassing. Can I talk about embarrassing? Can we just? Yes. Goddamn right, Coach. I want to mention two things that I thought was embarrassing today, because as you know, today's MLB, season opener.
I'm gonna guess the pitch clock is one of it.
No, I love the pitch clock. No,
okay.
I'm talking hashtag attendance woes.
Oh, okay.
First of all, home opener for the Florida Marlins, and there's no one there but Mets fans. It's your home. Like, you can't even bring fans out to your home opener because no one gives a shit about the Florida Marlins. Nobody. And the other thing that's embarrassing is New York Yankees. Those fucking seats behind home plate are so goddamn expensive. I know it's cold, but it's opening day in New York City. Those seats got to be packed. And the problem is those seats are so overpriced that the only people going them are probably a lot of business people who are like, I'm not going to be out in the cold. And so many of those tickets do not go to hardcore fans, and it drives me nuts. And I'm a Mets fan, but that shit drives me crazy that those fans have been overpriced. I want to see the pitcher throwing the ball and just a wall of people behind home plate. Hashtag attendance cost of ticket woes.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Someone should kick a trash can.
I don't think I had that sound effect.
Because, not for nothing.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
Okay.
Yep, right as you said, not for nothing. Boom, crashed.
Oh, so this is what I'm going to finish off. It was 30 degrees in Boston, and that place was packed. I know it's only like 30,000 something seats, but at least when you looked behind home plate, there was a wall of fans there.
Yeah, but what does it do in Boston?
Be cold because it was 30 degrees.
So you might as well huddle up behind with other fans behind home plate and keep yourselves warm collectively.
Correct.
All right. Let's.
We don't have to do this podcast in 30 seconds because the signal's getting wild, man. It's getting wild.
That was number 3.
It didn't boot me off though. I'm still on Skype. It has not thrown me off.
But it was just perfect timing that you came back right at the end of the song too.
Yeah.
All right. So pain index. So Jeremiah at Red Coach J says, this literally was a draw snatched from victory, but it feels a little more painful than a 1. Which, yeah, I agree. We talked last week about having to adjust these levels, and we had not done that yet. So, but for now, we have a pretty split fan base here in terms of where we're at. We have pain level 3 and 5 tied with 25% of the vote each, and then pain level 4 coming in at 15% next, tied with a level 1. So we're all over the place.
Damn.
I don't even think level 2 registered. It was just, I'm surprised we went from 1 right to 3 through 5.
Yeah, what a chart that was. Literally just boop, up, down, up, down.
Yeah. So yeah, we're I personally I think it would be like border 3 and 4 for me. And mainly, honestly, I think it's mostly because the referee. If the referee wasn't so bad, I probably would be at 3.
Yeah, Jeremiah's spot on with the with the reference, but I would give that because of the ref. I'd give it a 3.
Yeah. All right. Prediction contest, no changes because we both thought something positive was going to happen and didn't. So no points. Truman's still in first with 2. I am in second with 0. Red Bull's next match coming up this weekend. They will take on Atlanta United down in Atlanta on Saturday, April 1st. 7:30 p.m. for the coverage, 7:39 for kickoff. Atlanta comes into this game with a record of 3-1-1. Sorry. Hopefully I'll edit that out. They come with a 3-1-1 record, 10 points, 12 goals for, 9 against. So, Truman, what do you think is going to happen when we go down to Atlanta and take on a Red Hot United?
So Atlanta's coming off their first loss of the year. More on that later on in the show. The Red Bulls have only lost to this team once. Sadly, that was a playoff game, but that is the only time they've ever lost to this team.
Was kind of the most important one.
Yes, but here's the thing. Atlanta so far early in the season has a great offense. We don't have great offense. We have our usual early doldrums, scoring a goal or two and not really doing much of anything. Is this the battle of attrition? Yes, this is a draw all the way. I think we're good enough to at least fight them to that. Let's just have a repeat and say 1-1. Again, Red Bulls do not score a ton, but I think their defense is strong enough to keep this team from lighting them up.
You know, fuck it, I'm gonna go positive because I feel like I need to be. I think our defense will show up and get their second shutout of the year.
Wow.
I think it's second. Yeah, I'm calling that.
Wow.
But I'm not. What I'm not calling is a multi-goal win. So I'm going to stick with a 1-0 victory. In a match where Van Zier still doesn't play at least 45 minutes, which we didn't talk about.
We didn't. I think it's going to start this game. How about that?
I mean, to go from 15, 20 minutes right to starting without Struber is
fucking play the first 45.
Yeah, seriously. If you're going to use Barlow as a run the guy down at the end of the game, you might as well put the DP in first.
I think it's time. I think he's had plenty of time with this team.
He's been
fucking game.
He's been here for 5 weeks now.
Enough is enough. Fucking David Beckham was playing at this point.
Yeah, and he came over in mid-season, so his fitness should be up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anyway, New York Red Bulls 2. So I forgot how MLS Next Pro was going to work. So on the score sheet, it's a 2-2 draw for the Red Bulls, or Red Bulls 2, but it's a 3-2 penalty kick win for Columbus City 2. So apparently they're using I don't remember if hockey scores it this way, but a tie or a penalty kick loss counts as a tie. A penalty kick win counts as 2 points instead of 3.
Oof, that's a lot to absorb.
I mean, actually, that kind of makes sense, right? 3 points, and then if you at least get the tie, you get 1.
But was there a red card issued?
I don't believe so. The problem is because it's MLS Next Pro, Google doesn't show me results anymore. I have to go digging for it, and I couldn't find an actual link for a summary. I just found a quick write-up on the Red Bulls website. So anyway, that puts their record at shit. I always forget if draws come first or second or third. Whatever it is, it's one game. It's one game and draws.
The record is a draw at the end.
1 point, 0 goal difference. But they're number 8 in the Eastern Conference for Next Pro.
Woo!
Next game is Sunday, April 2nd at Atlanta United 2, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on MLS Season Pass. I saw somebody ask this question on Twitter. If you want to watch Red Bulls 2, apparently your only option is live. I could not find a way to see Next Pass or Next Pro on delay on Season Pass. Yeah. The thing I did not like was I saw a clip of the first goal scored for New York Red Bulls 2, and it was one steady cam above the benches. No alternate angles. So I feel like
expected. I mean, that is not a surprise.
If you're gonna make a fucking broadcast, at least get like 4 cameras.
Yeah. Bunch of interns doing all the work, so what do you want from them?
Yeah. All right. Gotham FC, they won their first match 2-1.
Goddamn right they did on the road.
With a comeback victory, and they were the first beneficiaries of VAR in the NWSL. The second goal for Angel City, which was, if it hadn't been called back, it would have been an amazing, because I think it was like a 30-yard chip or something like that. But I think it was called back for a foul in the lead up to the play. But because of that, they came out of there 2-1 victors. So they are currently sitting third in the NWSL with 3 points and a +1 goal difference. Their next match is this Saturday, April 1st, at home versus OL Reign, 7:30 p.m. So if you want to see soccer at Red Bull Arena live, get out this weekend to see it.
OL Reign.
All right. With that, it is time for the Dumping Ground. All right. Do you have anything you would like to discuss?
Well, you know what I'm going to talk about. Do you have anything to talk about before I get to it?
The cat that has once again invaded our podcast.
That's right. She can't help herself. Her name is Kenny Omega. She is a menace. She might disconnect me from this call, so it will not be the internet. It will be a cat.
A new way for the one-winged angels to be delivered.
That's right. By slowly gnawing on my computer.
All right. No, I don't have anything. And of course, that means I guess we should start making this official segment. It's the Red Bull F1 rant portion of the show.
The Red Bull Racing rant.
Yeah, there's got to be an engine sound on this. So you talk. Oh wait, that's engine room space. Nah, that's never mind. That's not the right engine.
All right. So coming off a week off, as they do, we are in Australia this weekend. So I believe the race is going to be at 1 a.m. Sunday morning. The question is, can I possibly stay up for it? I don't think there's a chance in hell I can stay awake for this. I'll be DVRing it. I don't think I could do it, man. Qualifying's literally 1 a.m. tonight. So I will definitely not get through that because I have to work in the morning. Australia, just change your time zone, man. Change your time zone. Make life easier. Change your spring to fall. It's all crazy down there. But again, Red Bull sitting in 1-2, Max in 1, Checo in 2. Things are looking good. They have good success in Australia. I'm feeling good about this weekend. Also finished Drive to Survive last season. That was awesome. You guys, again, just fucking start watching Formula One. It's 2 hours out of your life. It's absolutely fantastic.
I mean, if you're gonna watch racing, it takes some actual skill.
You really want to watch 3 hours of cars going around in a circle slowly because there's a yellow flag? No.
No, I'd rather see their speed limited and still actually race.
That's right.
Although I think when they're in the virtual safety car, they really can't pass anybody, right?
Correct. They cannot. They have to reduce speed. I forget what the percentage is, but yeah, they just have to reduce speed, right? There's no passing.
If you want to see like the best engineered car out there, it's definitely what you want to see. Because
oh yeah,
holy shit, that Verstappen run on the last one, where he went from 15th to 2nd.
Yeah,
every single time he got on the pit straight away.
I mean, it just shows. I mean, it shows the money they have and the superiority of that car is when you can start in 15th and you finish second, to the other Red Bull car.
And on top of that, I think there was it was like 10 or 15 second gap after.
Yes, there was
at the race.
Yeah, they just dominate. Now maybe that might get a little boring if they continue to dominate. If you like any other team, but. Listen, I love it. It's just so much fun to watch. I always liked racing, but I just couldn't watch NASCAR. It was just boring. And this is so much better. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Kat. All right. Here we go.
All right. With that, we're on to the last segment of the show. Truman's terrible team of the week.
That's terrible.
Kenny Omega's terrible team. Listen, terrible team. We talked about Atlanta, right? They lost. Their first loss was a 6-1 loss in Columbus. Oof. That's rough. That is a rough game. Listen, I don't think they're going to complain too much. No one likes giving up 6 goals, but when you started the season undefeated, then you get destroyed. It's a little rough. So they're going to have a chip on their shoulders for sure. This is ridiculous, this fucking cat, guys. I'm sorry. People can't see what's happening right now. It's completely insane.
The cat is on Truman's back looking to jump onto the wall. So
yeah. So this is life happening right now.
See, this is why I have an office where I can shut the door.
Yeah, there you go. There's your shot of the night right there.
There's your winged angel.
Yep. she literally has the one-winged angel right there. Oh, good Lord. Can you screenshot this and just show the people what I'm dealing with? So
all right, hold on a second.
They know the hell I'm going through.
All right. Hopefully I got that.
There we go. Now they'll see when we're talking about it. We'll post it.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about, or we just wrap this one up?
No, I think we can wrap this one up.
Okay. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all you need for exclusive content such as monthly wrap-ups, live post games, anything we decide to do. Email us redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Doc the Stooge for myself, at the Truman for Truman. On Mastodon at Red Bull Rant, at mstdn.social. Subscribe to us via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Any last words before we get out of here?
Does anyone even care it's WrestleMania weekend? I mean, I barely care. But I think finally Roman Reigns is dropping the title. Because what the fuck else are they going to do this weekend? If they brought Cody back just to have him lose at this WrestleMania, I mean, come on. Right. It'd be so dumb. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to watch WrestleMania, which is the saddest thing ever because it's 2 nights. That being said,
I don't know why it's 2 nights in right now.
Because they just want to just take up your entire life. It's all they want to do. But listen, that being said, I don't really care who wins. There's only one team that I care that wins. I mean, aside from the New York Mets who started this weekend. But listen, I'll sacrifice a couple Mets victories if I could just get one big motherfucking Red Bull win.
Yeah. I should talk about this in Dumping Ground, but New York Jets, Green Bay Packers, get your shit together and get the Aaron Rodgers trade done, please.
No kidding. Oh, my God. Can we drag that on any further?
All I've been hearing on the fucking Jets subreddit is leverage every single day, and I'm sick and tired of it.
God almighty.
Just fucking do it, right? You either do it or move the fuck on from Aaron Rodgers. Go get Lamar Jackson or somebody else. You already spent the money to make this a win now team. Just find somebody to win, please.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, with that, for Truman and myself, this has been episode 423 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
And his name is John C.